Welcome to another episode of the OrganizedPreneur podcast. I'm your host, Aldreama Harper, and guess what? This is the 200th episode. What? 200 episodes. And so I just want to take a quick second to just thank God for this journey and thank you for being on this journey with me. And so over the course of 200 episodes, my business has evolved and systems have been pivoting, and my business has actually been pivoting, because if you were to go back and look at my first episode of the OrganizedPreneur podcast, then you will see how things have definitely changed. My messaging, has changed as I have grown into this space with this particular show. Even though I've done a couple of other podcasts before, this one has been the most transformational, I must say. So thank you for being on this journey with me, and thank you for listening, sharing, coming to my events, and I'm just really excited about what God is doing. And, as things continue, my prayer is that my calling and my assignment, it has definitely deepened. I can say that. I am leaned into what I believe God is calling me to do and who He's calling me to serve. So, again, I say thank you. I guess the biggest lesson I've learned in producing these episodes, over 200 episodes, and helping countless people, countless founders, agencies, podcasters, service-based entrepreneurs. The one thing that I can say is that, and you can quote me on this and you can write this down, content may be king, but operations is the kingdom. Yeah, that's a writer-downer. If your back-end production pipeline is chaotic, your podcast, your agency, your business, it will eventually break. So, to celebrate the 200th episode, I'm kind of pulling back the curtain. Today, I'm going to be giving you my 3-part framework that I use as a fractional COO when I create this agency playbook, when I build an agency playbook for my clients. So I'm going to share that with you. Matthew 7 talks about the wise man who built his house on the rock. And so when the rain and the floods came, the house did not fall because it had a solid foundation. And the same is with your operational pipeline. This is your foundation. Because if you get an influx of new clients tomorrow, if the flood of blessing comes tomorrow, will your business stand firm? Or will it wash away? Because your systems aren't built. I was watching an episode of Shark Tank, and I've seen where they would sometimes, do like a short blurb, if you will, of some of the past clients and where they are now. And several of them have said that they were perhaps, doing very minimal in their business before Shark Tank. And then after they were on the show, they received this flood of new opportunities and a flood of new clients, or their website, and people visiting their website. And what happens is, and even according to them, it even broke their website. Like their website couldn't take the capacity of people, and so, or of not just people, but the flood of incoming traffic that happens after they have been on the show. And so it's a nice place to be in, but if the operation is broken, then you're going to miss out on some opportunities, right? So let's look at the anatomy of a profitable pipeline. We're going to talk about the 3 pillars of this 3-part playbook. Most agencies are bleeding profit because they pay for Zoom and Riverside, Asana, Trello, Google Workspace, Slack, Airtable, all of those different platforms they're paying for. So you have to lean your tech stack. You got to make it lean. You need one tool for communication, one tool for project management, and one tool for audio/video processing. Okay? I mean, so for example, and I can say this for me, I use Riverside for production, pre-production, post-production, and production. Okay, and so I use one tool for communication. And when I say communication, I mean communication to my my subscribers. I have one tool. That one tool that I use is Email Octopus. It is a communication tool that I use to send emails out to people that signed up for my email list. The project management tools that I use is Northflow. So it helps with managing my projects. It's my project management tool. Now, depending on the complexity of your business, there may be some other tools that's needed. For example, I do virtual events, and so I do use other tools. Like I use Eventbrite for promoting. So that's another platform that I use to promote my events. So my point is that, when you trim the fat, everything moves faster. It moves faster. So you need a lean tech stack is my whole point. Okay? All right, let's go to pillar number 2. So if your team is starting with a blank Google Doc to write show notes and social posts and newsletters, things like that, you're operating in the past. Okay? You need an SOP, or standard operating procedures. So in my playbook, I install AI mega prompts that's tailored to your client's brand voice. So if you are or should I say my client's brand voice. So what takes a human 3 hours takes my AI system 30 seconds. Okay? You delegate the generation of your show notes to AI, and you do that You can do all of that inside of Riverside. It's very, very simple, but you want to leverage AI in your business, in the production of your podcast, in the managing of your agency, in the managing of your business. And this requires, a personalized setup. So you don't want to just go out there, start using a free version of ChatGPT, and then, pray that it works, because to set it up for success so that you will have an AI-driven set of SOPs, or standard operating procedures. Okay, pillar number 3, the organizational restructure. You have got to stop being the bottleneck. Oh my gosh, with my client, we were talking about assigning account liaisons so that her clients know exactly who to talk to and exactly who is working on their specific project. Okay? And so in your podcasting workflows, we build the workflows where the audio editor can pass the file directly on to the copywriter, or with the mega prompts can be the copywriter. But here's the thing. You don't have to get in the middle. Now, you will have to do some oversight, because you can't just rely on the AI to do everything for you, to think for you, because that's not what it is. You don't want to become that person that, totally relies on AI to do absolutely everything. That's not, it's not scalable. It's not ethical. Maybe that's the right word. I mean, because you want to make sure that your voice, it has your voice. So I'm not going to get in the weeds of all of that, but that's, your organizational restructure is what we will focus on, so that you can stop being the bottleneck and having to be the middle person, the middleman, the middlewoman. Okay? So pillar number 1, just to recap, is your lean tech stack. Pillar number 2 is your AI-driven SOPs. And then pillar number 3 is the organizational restructure. When you have these pillars in place, you cut the production time in half. That is when your profit margins soar. You didn't start this business to live in the weeds of admin tasks. You started it to be the CEO of your business, the CEO of your podcast, or podcast CEO, or the CEO of your agency. And so if you want me to come into your business and audit the messy back end and hand you the exact 3-part playbook so you can scale your business and scale your agency without losing your mind, then I do have some spots for the operational audit. All you have to do is click on the link in the show notes to get on my calendar, and let's see if it's the right next step for your business. So in closing, I just want to thank you for 200 incredible episodes. Let's keep doing all things decently and in order. Protect your peace. And I'll see you on the next episode. Have an amazing day.